posted on Reddit on a thread called Off My Chest. Anyways, story time. My wife M met her best friend Chuck in high school. They became close friends and Chuck came out to M as gay. M was supportive. A year or so later, Chuck came out to his parents. They disowned him and kicked him out. And Chuck ended up living with M and her parents for the rest of high school. That's really sweet. Good job, parents.
But also sad.
M and I started dating after college, and she told me all about Chuck and how close they were and how he was like a brother. I met Chuck and we got along and became friends. Chuck is a good guy. At the time, Chuck was dating a guy and they ended up moving in together about the same time that M and I got engaged. M and I have been married for 5 years now. I'm a project manager and took on a year-long project in another city. I have to leave at 5:30 a.m. every morning and get home around 6:30 p.m. M and I had a long talk about my job before I took on this project. We know it would be a sacrifice for me to be working so much, but I'm getting more money than I've ever thought I would. After this project, we can pay off our student loans, student debt, and start trying to have a baby. We both agreed the money was worth it since it's only a year. That year will be up in late November. In March, Chuck caught his boyfriend cheating. He was devastated. M immediately told him he could move in with us. I was fine with him moving in, but not happy that M didn't even discuss it with me first. Chuck was pretty broken up, and M was giving him lots of love and attention. I was okay with it because I know how much she cares about him, and he did need her. I also did my best to support him and make him feel safe. For a while, this was fine, but as the time went on, M continued to pour all of her attention into Chuck. Sometimes I'd come home and neither of them were there, only to find out later they'd gone to dinner or movies together. One night, I called her, asked where she was, and she said, "Oh, we went shopping and had dinner." I asked about our date. She laughed and said, "Oh, I forgot. Oh, well." And that was that. My dad had been very controlling and angry when I was a kid, and I've always tried not to mirror that behavior. When that night happened, I was angry inside, but I shut down. I told M we needed to talk. I had written down my feelings so I could stay focused. I began by saying that I loved Chuck and he was always welcome, but I felt like our marriage was hurting and we needed to work on us. Very big of him. M exploded. Oh, not so nice. She defended Chuck and attacked me instead. We had never had a fight like this. I realized she and Chuck's emotional proximity gave her something she had been craving, especially during those 6 months, an eclipse of our relationship. After so much distance, I told her therapy might help, that I didn't feel like her priority anymore. He's remained supportive, loving, but it just doesn't feel like us anymore. Am I the asshole?